moisturize my lips first. Then I do the intro. Ne? Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Perseverance Maremeni, also known as Madam Speaker, also known as the CEO of Self Love. If you're joining in for the first time, welcome to the family of healing, self love, and motivation. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continuous love and support that you are showing me. You are on Losing in Love podcast with Madam Speaker. The issue of us having a co host, it's still hanging because it's giving me a headache. So I've decided that things that give me a headache, I must put them aside. I will resolve them. Then once that is resolved, then we will see what we are doing. But for now, it's just Losing in Love with Madam Speaker. Um, oh yeah, last week, guys, ne, I had requested that people should hop over to YouTube to actually click on the subscribe button, and I was hoping that in within a week would be on 70K subscribers. So we are definitely on 70K subscribers today. Thank you so much for those who actually hopped over from TikTok to YouTube to subscribe to my channel. And those who were on YouTube but were not yet subscribers, thank you so much for hitting that subscribe button and being part of the family. I really, really appreciate every single one of you. And also for those who are going to visit my website, www.madamspeaker.co.za. I appreciate you going that side. The feedback that I'm getting from the guy that is actually helping me with the website and everything is really good. And the stories which are being shared there, authentic as they are, there's a lot of engagement in the comment section, and a lot of people are actually learning a lot of things, which is exactly what we are there for. All the articles that we are putting on our website, it's so that people can actually go there and learn. So I'm going to make it a tradition that on every topic that we have on Losing in Love podcast, we're going to have an article which is very much aligned with probably like solutions to whatever topic that we're having at hand, so that people can now go and read that article and then further engage in the comment section down below. Because guys, you know that in as much as TikTok, I appreciate TikTok because TikTok, we're almost on 800,000 followers on TikTok. It's our biggest platform, and also the engagement is good this side. It makes it easy for us to actually have content that we can keep on YouTube and on all other platforms, because when we are requesting to join the live, we are sharing our views and opinions. All of that is what is actually used to be stored on YouTube, so that we can go back and rewatch and relearn everything. So I really do appreciate my family from TikTok, but I would also love and I would like to encourage every single one of you guys to go over to YouTube to subscribe and also check out the website. Because like I said, even in the previous episode that we had, that TikTok is nice because it's quick, the engagement is quick, everything is quick. But once the live ends, it is done, it is finished. You understand? You can't even trace that you are actually live. So that's why we even saw the need to have all these other platforms where we can actually store our content and go back and revisit it and learn all over again. So yeah, we're happy, we're good. So today we're gonna be talking about loving children of your husband that came while you were there. Like you were an audience, you were an audience of these children being made in this relationship, you know. I'm not so sure if our guest who requested to join last time is actually here today, because if she is here, you're more than welcome to request, and everybody else, guys, because the one thing that I always say that we have a problem with, guys, is the fact that people want to wait for one person to actually join the live, and then when they see one person joining in the live, then they want to also join, they also want to have a view and opinion and a thought. But unfortunately, once we get to like the peak of the conversation and more people are requesting to join, we can't accept you, because this live is supposed to be only for like an hour. Sometimes we do stretch it depending on how tight my schedule is, and my schedule is, and we do it for like an hour and a half or so. But sometimes it's not possible because each life is life in, guys. 24 hours is not enough in a day. That's why the first thing that I do when I go on the live is to encourage those who actually have a story to share, or who have a view or an opinion to share about the topic at hand, to actually request to join so that they can share it, so that when other people come behind you, you don't have to be left behind. You get what I mean? So yeah, today we're going to be talking about being able to love children of your husband that came while you were in the relationship. There's a lady who sent me a message. a couple of days ago, actually today, I decided to go through my DMs and I was like finding a lot of messages from people who were saying, actually today, I decided to go through my DMs and I was like, apologies. Yeah, I just muted our guest there, our first guest for the day. You're also more than welcome to request to join, but when you do come through, please do mute yourself so that you don't have to, interrupt whatever it is that we are going to be saying on during the time when you join the live, right? So as I was saying that, so there's a story which I posted of a lady who was saying that there's two stories that I actually shared today, but there's a lot we're still going to be sharing as time goes by and do articles about it. There's a lady who said that her husband, she's been together with her husband for 17 years. They've been married for 10 years. She's not been working since 2017 and the relationship has hit rock bottom. Now the husband is saying he's giving her until end of the year for her to move out. She says that the lobola was paid, but 3 months after the lobola, she then was made to sign a prenup, so she was saying that she needs advice from my community to say how can she handle the situation. I took that screenshot, obviously without showing her name, and I posted it on Facebook. The people there on the Facebook, they really have like a lot to say, and people were actually mentioning each other there and commenting and advising her to say if the prenuptial contract was signed 3 months after the lobola, then it's null and void. She can actually go to court and fight this whole thing. And also the fact that she's not working, she's been at home. This guy is saying that she must move out. They don't have to apply for divorce or anything like that. She must just pack her bags and leave. So she was asking, is that something that she can do? But obviously the community there on Facebook were very, very helpful. They came through, they gave her like a whole lot of advices on that. I can leave a link on the description box on YouTube to that conversation so that those who don't know about it can actually catch up about it. It's something which is very, very much insightful. But for me, the one thing that I always emphasize, and you see this notion of me being bitter. Guys, this is a mountain that I'm willing to die on. I am willing to die labeled a bitter. Okay, now it's no longer going to be a bitter divorcee because they can see that the divorce era is past. Me and the ex-husband, we are cool. So it's just going to be me being bitter. I'm okay with being bitter. I'm okay with being labeled bitter for the rest of my life for telling things the way that they are. You get what I mean? It's okay. Call me bitter any day. Call me bitter for breakfast, for lunch, for supper, and also for a midnight snack. I do not care. It's fine. Guys, you cannot leave your job and sit at home because a man says he will take care of you. Because now this same man is the one who is saying, you are not my responsibility anymore. You don't get to choose and decide when I'm your responsibility. Now this woman who's no longer working, her job has been cooking, cleaning, ironing, because a man said, Mina, I want a wife who does not work. A wife who works is disrespectful. You respected him for 17 years. After 17 years, he tells you he does not want you anymore. And now because he doesn't want you anymore, you are not his responsibility anymore. And me now as Perseverance Maremania, I must not be bitter and tell you, guys, please don't be drunk to a point where you leave your job because of Indod. Leave your job because, guys, you see me now personally, I wouldn't mind being a housewife. In fact, I admire housewives. I would love to be a housewife. My problem is I have a big mouth. And sometimes being a housewife and having a big mouth, they don't go hand in hand. Do you understand what I mean? Unfortunately, does not go hand in hand. So I would love to be a housewife who has money. I would love to be a housewife whose monies are coming in from all directions, ne? And then the husband is not going to be controlling me like a remote, so that the day that he feels like I am not complying anymore, he drops me like a hot potato. I would really love to be that housewife who is independent. You get what I mean? So yeah, that one of you leaving your job and then this guy will say, I'll give you your salary every month until he's tired of you and he tells you, Uri, you are not my responsibility anymore. I am not doing that nonsense. You understand? Number two, the one that we're actually here for. Oh, I think, okay, never mind. I'm now thinking of something. I'm thinking maybe Queen Anzo is the person that who was supposed to have shared her story last week, Thursday, but she didn't, but it's fine. We'll get to Queen Anzo just now. The second one is the one where your husband, while you guys are still dating, he makes a baby outside. And then you forgive him. And then he makes another baby. You guys get married. So you are being rewarded for your tolerance level, for your high nonsense tolerance level, because now you tolerated these two babies. You are being rewarded by a ring. So when you are rewarded by a ring, years later, this man expects you to help him raise these children. He's angry at you for refusing to contribute towards the raising of these children. And now it's a problem, it's angering, it's triggering. And what is triggering is the fact that how dare you? How dare you expect me to take care of your children that you made in the relationship? And not only are you, like now you are expecting me to pay my money. That guy is not wrong. You already showed him, or listen, my level of disrespect for myself is up there. So what he's doing, asking you to just help him with my 2,000 rand for the clothes of the children, it's nothing compared to the betrayal you have already shown yourself, the disrespect you've already shown yourself. It's like up there. So yeah, now what he's doing is bare minimum. So you can't be mad at somebody for disrespecting you small when you have already disrespected yourself big. You understand what I mean? So in terms of him being a mean person and a terrible person, yes, he is a terrible person because he actually literally just made a fool out of you and he contributed to you being broken by making babies in front of you. But the fact that you were willing to take all of that, you are, you did you dirty more than that man did you dirty. You understand? You threw yourself under the bus. And that's what we women do most of the times. We throw ourselves under the bus and then we come here, myself included, and we say men are trash. You know, yes, they are trash because they contributed, but somewhere, somehow, my sister, if you moved, when somebody's throwing trash at you, we were not going to be crying saying these men are trash. We are literally crying that they're trash because we sat there and we accepted the trash, and when we were tired, we were like, oh, this man is trash. You get what I mean? So we need to unlearn all of that. We need to say from the get-go, and you're a dustbin. I'm not your dustbin. I'm not your dustbin from, excuse me, from the get-go. Queen Anzo, I'm not gonna
Good
stop.
evening, my dear.
I'm not gonna stop talking if you don't stop me, my sister.
Good evening, my dear. Good evening, all the people who are on the platform as well.
Good evening
Yeah,
to
it's
you too, my
always a
dear.
good pleasure to be here around knowledgeable people who are sharing information that is very much crucial to
Thank
our
you so
current
much.
era of life.
Thank you so much, my sister.
Yeah, I would love just to delve into the second scenario. The first one of the lady who's been with the hubby for 17 years. And they were married for 10 years. It's also, a lady of my age has got vast experiences, and most of the things that you're talking about here on this platform, they are so much applicable to my life. So I can relate to almost every one of them.
My sister, so you are a
Yeah,
cat. You have 9 lives,
let me
ne?
just pass. Pardon?
I'm saying you are a cat. You have 9 lives. You've been through it all. You've seen it all.
I've got 9 lives. Maybe if more than that, more than 9, maybe times 2, I've got 18 lives.
I respect you. And you are living to
But
tell the tale.
nevertheless, exactly. Now, the first one, sometimes we as women, we accommodate things that makes us, by ourselves vulnerable to situations. We don't really love ourselves that much for us to stand out and say, this is what I will take and this is what I will never take in my life. So I would say I relate to the first one to say that if the husband, because I didn't hear clearly what's the scenario, but I've learned that I've heard that the husband says to the woman she must pack and go, whereas at the moment she's on the, on a not very good space, she's not working. I remember when I was I just started when I just got married in my early 20s. I was working by then. My husband found me working, and he's, because we were changing provinces, he said to me that you can leave this job, and wherever you're going, I'm gonna support you and help you to find a job. So don't worry too much about the financial logistics of our family.
Okay.
And then later on, I think year 2 to year 3, I was like deprived of so many things. I was living within a small budget whilst I was used to, spending my own money, buying whatever that I would love to buy. And that person that married me thought that some of the things are a luxury to me, whereas they are a necessity. So as women, we need to be fully, you know, how can I put it, financially well standing, not dependent upon everybody, anybody. Yes, in a relationship that is very young, or maybe in the early stages of the relationship, yes, the person might show that he is there for you in all aspects. But as time goes on, human are human.
They get
The person will
tired.
get tired of you. Yes, will get tired of you, will be demanding to do your hair, you'll be demanding to do, some of the things you used to do as an independent woman before you got into marriage. So I would advise that financially at all costs, doesn't matter if you are married by a business person or somebody who claims to be taking care of situations like perfectly. You need to also have your own finances. Even when it comes to family, if you're a person who used to maybe give your families some assistance, and in this scenario, I'm talking to parents. If you used to send your parents some finances to help, you should feel free to do so, because you wouldn't be asking from your husband to say, may I ask for 1,000 rands to send my mom? You know, I mean, husbands are husbands. So literally, so you need to be having your financial security and your financial point, so that you don't depend solely upon your spouse. And also in the rainy days, you know that you've got somewhere to fall back on.
Yeah.
But literally, my point of interest was the second scenario, that one I want to talk about right now. Second scenario, that one I want to talk about right now. I did experience that, of children who were cropping up like weeds.
And
In
you are
my
expected to love those children, because if you don't,
and
you are
I
a
was
witch.
expected to love them as I love my own, or as I love myself. It's so much, I don't know how to put it in the right word in English, for the lack of a better word. It's so much, a bad luck on females, because most of the things, they fall on us, and we find ourselves on a not good space of accepting, or of not dealing with matters that are not literally caused by us. Yeah, I remember very well. I was staying with my husband, and at some stage I got some job elsewhere outside the province as well. So by then I was coming just to see him, like on stipulated times. But he managed, because he was a person who used to have some extramarital affairs. He used to manage to get a girlfriend, and that girlfriend thought that maybe, because some marriages, sometimes marriage is not a smooth sailing kind of thing. It will have its own challenges. So during our peak of challenges, maybe the lady took an advantage to say that they are just about to divorce. So now the girlfriend decided to make a child with my so-called husband, whilst we're still married, me and him. And then they made the first child. Children are innocent, and because children are a blessing of the Lord, you cannot just reject a child. But children are also being abused and misused by women who think that they are better off. And those mistresses that think that maybe they will use the children as a weapon, as a weapon, to attain their filthy intentions, or maybe to try to win the husband's heart to themselves. So there came baby number one. Baby number one arrived, and then miraculously, so we were on. Oh, let's not say miraculously. The adventure when the baby one came, I just became human enough and said, "Quite, I'm working outside the province, and maybe you were trying. I would just had the benefit of the doubt that my partner was trying to do his own things, and then women are women, and then that was a mistake." And you get so surprised when I arrive home. That woman with a baby decided to say, "I'm throwing the baby onto you. You say you are the wife, so take care of my baby." So as soon as I arrive at my marital home, I'll find the stranded little tot, like some months old, without having any caretaker. The lady would just dump the baby, not the child, by then the baby, in a very pathetic state. And when she is called, she's not answering. I will have to babysit over the night. I will have to wake up and change nappies. It was such a.
So my
pathetic
sister,
scenario.
you are what we call what we call a mutswetsi, but you were not pregnant. You know what is a
I was a
mutswetsi?
Motsweti. A Motsweti that was not like rightfully so supposed to be a Motsweti by then. So me having the heart that I'm having, I would say, this baby is and men are men. They cannot because I used to take care of my own. I know how a baby behaves. So I would take a stance of a mother and mother that child. And as soon as I go back to my work place, then the lady will be continuing as normal. So she thought that maybe I will get discouraged and I will maybe fight with my partner. But I just became human enough. It's so sad. I became, so humorous and so understanding. And I didn't know that I'm throwing, some soil on top of my face. I don't know. In Sesotho they say we hlaba ka lerumo la hao. So I was actually piercing myself with my own weapon or with my own spear.
You were shooting yourself on the leg, my sister, in English.
Yes. And then eventually what happened, the lady, it was before the child could do even 2 years, the second child was on the way.
Same woman.
Same woman, oh, the same woman, oh, the second child was on the way. And the same applied. And now with the second child, I started interviewing my partner to say, but what is happening?
My sister.
By then, we were having a full-time helper in the house. So the full-time helper told me that, she seems to be pregnant, but I'm not sure whether it's the pregnancy of your husband or what, because the rumor says she's been impregnated by your husband. So I took my husband to that corner and say, let us talk about this thing. You remember how much I'm struggling when I'm coming this side to come into my home, and then there's a baby now that I'm taking care of full time. When I turn back to the province of work, you and her are continuing being lovey-dovey, so we are in love. And now I'm struggling. So meaning that I'm going to struggle with second baby. Is that the situation now? Now the husband started, digging and diving with the situation, saying that no, I'm not sure whether the child is mine or not. And at some instances when I was poking him with questions, he used to say that, we used to just to go silence. Just mute himself and go silence. Then I would read between lines to say that this man is guilty in a way. The second child arrived, and the situation continued. So I had to be a mother of other 2 children that are not being mothered, but they are not being born of me.
My sister, so you took even the second child?
Listen, when the second child came, because it was after those interviews, and now me becoming now angry of the situation to say that you people are now making babies behind my back. So I'm a fool in this situation. Because my husband, he would, this innocent, not talking too much kind of people.
I know them. I was married to one like that.
Yeah, he will play victim at some instances to say that, but this woman, I'm not in love with her per se, because me and her, we are in this union because of the child. So when I take the child to her, sometimes I found her being ready for me, and as a man, I couldn't avoid and all that. Don't get hot. It's still winter. Hi, still in June, July season. So now, they were playing they were playing me. Actually, they were playing tricks with my life, because the second child was supposed to be treated the same way as the first. Now the girl, because she was the lady, the so-called girlfriend, who was so much unruly, she would even send me messages to say, there are your children. Because when she was pregnant with the first child, she also alerted me via the WhatsApp, say, I'm pregnant with your husband's child. Then I said, but whose problem is that I'm not the one who gave it to you? So why don't you tell your partner? Then by the child, I treated the child accordingly as a mother that I was. Now the second one, here's the second one, stranded as ever, as like this first one as well. So I saw myself as a stooge, as somebody who doesn't know her story in this whole situation. And then I started now, having some thoughts to say that let me just leave this guy with her girlfriend. Let me leave this guy with her girlfriend. Let them do, because they are now husband and wife now. So literally, she's the second wife officially now. She's the second wife. She's popping babies for you guys. 2 kids, yes. Now she is the second wife, and then Mina, I'm being played and I'm frustrated. Or, toddler children, yes, they started even calling me mama. The first one was calling me mama, and I accepted. But they are hectic, and a woman of my age by then was on my 40s. I couldn't handle the pressure of being, a new mother, whereas I've passed that era with my children, the children of my own. So in brief, when I want to step off this matter, I would like to say that, women, some of the things we should say no at the beginning, at the very initial stages of life. If you can't handle a situation, do not, don't put it on, don't tarry. Don't waste time to say that maybe things will change or whatever. Things are going to get more and more and more worse until you even lose your mind. So because these so-called mistresses are opportunistic, they look at situations, they can manipulate systems, they think of destroying you and your marriage, destroying your finances, destroying your peace, destroying everything that is around your lives. So if you feel that, those children, because the topic was saying, how do we love? How do we love those children? If you feel that you can love, but people, both the parties or whoever makes children are taking advantage of you, just pull out. Pull out of the situation. Make it clear to your husband that, because I'm the third party, I'm disturbing your peace with your person. So let me be an outsider now so that you can enjoy your peace with your person. And then I'll be a spectator until such time that, I don't know when, but, trying to compromise on such situations, it's really killing. It's killing the person inside. And remember, as soon as they are having two kids or maybe more than two, it's a full-time thing. So nobody is ashamed of anything. So it means that people, the outsiders, when they're looking at you, they look at you as a person who's stranded, a person who's willing to take shit, if I might put it that way, and a person who's all those names. You go along with those ugly names to say that you are running after the husband because you don't have anywhere to go. But my solid advice is to say that if the men can't respect you, if they cannot compromise with their partner, if they feel that they want to have their kids, let them be their kids, not the kids that will be dumped with you or the kids that you will bear the burden of.
My
Let
sister,
me plug it there, my notes, yeah?
okay,
Yes.
am I allowed to ask a question?
Ask, my dear. We are here for one another.
Okay, because I have two questions. The question number one, I even saw it here in the comment section where somebody was asking, where are they now? Like literally, after you removed yourself from the situation, how was the situation like? And also, I want to know, how did you recover from all of this? Because my sister, I am scared of you.
Me, I have a heart of gold, my dear. You don't know my heart.
My sister,
I can take a stranger. I've got a heart of gold naturally, and I can't help myself. That's how I'm being built. But there are instances whereby you feel that the pressure is too much on your head, and then you cannot handle it. So I just decided to not interfere anymore because eventually the situation was, out of hand that way, and then I stayed where I stayed. And then I left them there. And then, but surprising enough, how it ended. Surprising enough, because that woman thought that because I've moved out of that marital home, she will eventually come in as a girlfriend, and then because they're having kids, and then she will be the wife. But the husband was also rejecting her. She says, no, this one is not my type, and I cannot even. So she ended, that woman now, finally, she ended dumping both the kids with the hubby. And then it was some situations of courts and children's courts and social workers who say that let the children stay with a parent who's more soberly, who's more, who qualifies them more to stay with children, because the children were, in a way, experiencing some abusive character from the mother because she was fighting being loved and being married through the kids. So even now, presently, the kids are staying with their father. And the woman has got her own place, but she got pregnant again. I don't know whose baby is dead. And then she stays with the smallest baby with her. But now the two children who were supposed to be mine are still with their father.
Their father, when the sun sets, he remembers you. When the sun rises, he remembers you. When the sun sets, he remembers you. That's one thing I can tell you.
Amen.
Ha! So, Mara, my sister, hey, okay, step number one, because remember there are two people here on this live who have a similar situation. One just found out this past Mother's Day that she's a stepmother of two children. That was her gift. So step number one of actually embarking on that journey of saying, this is the reality of my life, I want to heal from this, and just accepting that I need to save myself. What is it that you do in this situation, my sister? I really, really want to know.
You know, do you mean in terms of sorting the situation out if you are still with the husband?
Like for your own healing, I know, I understand that the logistics of the paperwork and what, because you can die before you even get to the paperwork because the pressure is too much. If you were here last week Thursday, the lady was sharing a story about how her body could not take the trauma anymore to a point where she almost even
I
died.
saw her and listened to the whole podcast about that woman who actually got mental and all that due to the situation there of an abusive husband. You know what? You know, Mina, I've got where I source my strength from. That's why if I want to answer that question of yours to say, what do you do? Mina, I've got a place where I source my strength from. And people will never believe it, and it's in the feet of Jesus. It's in the feet of the Lord. There is no person whom you can go and consult with. I'm not looking down upon our professional counterparts who are counselors, who are whatever their positions, they are specialists in their own area. But what I'm trying to say is that there is somebody that when you're seated with, that spiritual being that you believe in called God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, that they can give you such a divine comfort and divine wisdom to say that you are not guilty of this situation, and you are not. You were just you were used by the enemy to come and destroy some things in your life.
Yeah.
So come back to yourself. Come back to yourself and continue as if nothing has happened. You know, with my scenario right now, I would like to say that I'm staying with my biological children, and I'm in that province that I'm working at. But I'm having my peace of heart. I have my peace of mind. I'm not blaming anybody upon the situation. Actually, I'm saying that God was revealing who this husband was, like initially, because he liked to do, in the past, he used to do things behind my back and, just, cover them up. But with this particular girlfriend, he was exposed.
Yeah.
So for myself, I found healing very easy. I went to my Lord. He counseled me with His word, and I'm living such a beautiful life. I do not lack anything for myself.
My sister, I feel like for some reason, for you to be far away when all of these things were happening while you were in a different province is a blessing in disguise. Because imagine how you would have to look at these people every single day.
Every day.
So that on its own was a blessing. Yo.
When they say God directs our steps, we take it very lightly. He says the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. He leads him whithersoever they goest. So actually, He leads you aforetime. When He sees some things coming in, the Lord will be leading you. Will be saying to you, like He said in the times of Noah, to say that go and build me an ark. Because he was seeing the rain that was coming to destroy those people who were without God.
Yeah.
So God will see the situation coming and say, move away from this situation. I'm going to cater for you inside the ark.
Oof. I hear you, my sister. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sharing with us. For me, the biggest lesson of everything is that when you see the signs of things that are not good for you, don't even wait, because people are not remorseful, and when now you think by staying, you are doing them a favor, they are going to regret, or they're going to redeem themselves and act better. That's not what happens. People actually do take advantage of the kindness that you are coming with when you accept things that are not acceptable.
Exactly, my dear, exactly.
Oh, thank you so much, my sister. I really appreciate you sharing with us.
Can I stop off to let others come in as well?
Absolutely. I think we're gonna have a chilled one today, ne? We are having a chilled one. Tima.
Yo. Hello.
How are you? Long time, my sister.
Hi, Madam Sister. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You know what? I'm listening to the coin, and it's like, when there are different kind of women in this world, and I'm always this social media street sometimes expose you to different kind of strength that you might not even think that people have, right? Just because you don't have it, like there are a group of people in this world that their level of strength is on another level. I don't know, like maybe because of their spirituality or the understanding of themselves. You know what I mean? Because, she's speaking on this so calmly. Yeah, imagine, because I'm trying to imagine myself like when you find yourself in a situation that you didn't bargain for, right? The reaction, how people gonna react to different situations is never gonna be the same, right? And the way that she handled the situation, she handled it really so well, and it's kind of working for her, and I kind of applaud her for the way that she handled it, and she cannot remove herself peacefully out of it and separate herself from the situation, right? Compared to majority of other women, me myself included, where when situation kind of open up in your marriage, the confusion is the confusion for me, because it's always the confusion that always come from it. Like, you'll be so confused, you wouldn't even know where to start. And then there will be a period that you don't even believe what is going on because you are such in denial. And then there's gonna be a time where you feel like you're gonna fix it, like, I'm gonna fix it,
Yeah.
and then you go on, you spend all your time and your energy on the fixing mode. God knows how long that's gonna take you. And then the anger will come in, and then the regression. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that can go into when the marriage is breaking down because somebody is not holding the end of their own bargain. You understand? So imagine me sitting in my house thinking that I have a husband that I'm building a life with my children, and the next generation to come, and then boom, you gave me one baby, and then boom, and then not only that you gave me a baby, you had a baby, I have to raise that baby. Girl,
Sis, that is the
people are telling
crazy
me,
part about this whole thing. The fact that you have to raise the babies that were brought
you
in.
cannot pay me to do that. You cannot. Because even my own children, I struggle, okay, with my own, the one that I have by myself. Because again, motherhood, again, have a level, yeah? There are people that actually born to be a mother, right? And then there are few of us that motherhood come by chance or by opportunity. Like, okay, this is what society is doing. I'm doing it.
You are,
And then
you are
we find
fertile,
ourselves-
you are active sexually, so you happen to be pregnant, so you are a mother.
Right.
Yeah.
So we find ourselves, and I mean, we love it, but it's on different level for me, motherhood, I'm saying. So if I'm trying so hard to raise my children and making sure, deprive myself, God knows what, just to exist and make sure that I stay present for them, you cannot bring another one that I have no idea where it's coming from. And it's not because I don't love children. I think I love them to some extent. But even the one that come through me, I have a good day and bad day with them. You know what I mean?
What about the ones that come as a betrayal from your spouse,
Yes, and then the betrayer, and children are innocent even in the midst of that betrayer. Yeah, it's the adult that mixing things together, and in the result of that, if the care is not taken, if those children don't end up like Queen, okay, they're gonna be they're gonna be at the receiving end of the anger and the whatever betrayal that come from that, the heartbroken that come from that. You understand what I mean? Not every woman is capable of having to be taking care of the children that come out of the betrayer. You understand? So it's I applaud Queen for what she did. And also, sometimes when you go into relationship, you haven't figured yourself out completely yet. Yeah, you go in there, and really, there's nothing wrong. You don't have to really figure yourself out completely. But I pray and you hope that in the relationship that you are going, you'll be able to grow into your better self in there. Yeah, it's not gonna be the other way around. But in most cases, for most women, when we go into relationship, we haven't even figured ourselves out yet. Yeah. And then until you get in there, depends on who you are doing life with, that will determine whether or not you're gonna keep growing into your better self or you're gonna regress, because they're gonna do something to make sure question the day that you were born, or like what am I doing in this marriage? But again, it's never too late. In whatever where you are in your situation, in your relationship, again, like she said, ask yourself before you volunteer yourself for the job that you did not qualify for. You understand?
Yeah.
Because again, sometimes out of panic and confusion, we feel like we have the strength to say, yeah, okay, it's okay, I'm gonna keep pushing. And before you know it, your body is taking account of everything, even though your mind is saying you can do it, your body internally is saying, no, you cannot do it.
Yeah.
And then by the time you realize psychologically, you are far gone to the other side where you don't belong. You see, in the name of somebody
just not being able to love themselves enough and to hold the end of their own bargain, you end up being at the receiving end of all the disadvantage that can come from being betrayed by the person that's supposed to care and love you.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful. I feel sorry for women. Not only that they have to deal with the betrayal of infidelity, they have to deal with the betrayal of raising somebody else's child that is not them. And the funny thing is, the father, in most cases, that make this baby, they just make the baby and boom, they are out there making another one, and you are here.
While you are busy with this one, he's busy making another one.
I mean, the audacity of that it's always mind blowing for me. But again, we are women, and we are not bound to one strength. We have different strength and the different capacity to love. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, no matter how big your capacity is or how strong your strengths are, make sure that you know who you're disposing your strength to. Make sure that you know who is sharing out of that strength, and make sure that when you share, you are getting some back from other people, not just give, and then nobody care to give back to you, because again, it's two-way street.
Yeah.
There are some situations where infidelity will happen, and people, if they are able to fix it, and that's it, and done, really.
Yeah.
But in most cases, once you know one time, there's another 10 times behind it. You don't even know yet. Probably,
You know, the one thing that I was actually thinking about, even before you started speaking, Timane, when Queen Anzo was still speaking, was the fact that it's already difficult to love a child. For a lot of people, it's difficult to love a child that you found, the child that, especially where I stay, people used to find it so weird that I would literally stay with my ex-husband's daughter as my own and treat her as my own. This is a child that I found him with. A lot of people struggle to even love children that they come with their partners already. But now imagine if you are struggling to love a child that you found your partner with when you guys got together, what about a child who was actually made while you were there? Some of these things that we call your evil stepmothers, or just being a witch in general. You mean to tell me you can sit down and your heart is in a good space with a man, with a baby who was made right under your nose, like you don't have a womb?
So betrayal is one thing. When someone, can I just?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah, just for a second, just to step in. When perseverance, Madam Speaker. It's so easy to love these cuties. It's so very, very easy, because children are innocent, by the way. And let's remember that children never chose to come on this planet. They were brought along by people who are responsible or who are irresponsible. And then they found themselves here in this planet called Earth. But with my situation, the way I loved that first one that was made when I was still around and hovering around. The attachment I had with the child, I'm a woman with big breasts, big boobs as well. The baby will be lying on my boobs forever. I'll be feeding, I will be bathing her. She will be like my very own. The attachment that I had was beyond this world. So I never had a challenge, but this one, the second one that came, I thought to myself that I'm being fooled now. I'm being misused. My kindness is being taken for a ride. So let me just stand up and say that this is too much for me. You guys, you know what you're doing, and then continue doing what you want to do, even maybe the more. But loving these kids, it's not a challenge at all, because when you look at them, even the way they embrace you, because children are spirit beings.
Yes, they can tell they're being loved.
Heart. Yeah, they will literally feel how you feel about them without you saying even a word. So just see by that. Leave your children with a person who's evil, even if it's for a day or babysitting for some few hours. You will find your child coming back, they'll be frustrated, angry, and miserable, because that the handling of that particular person from the spirit part was never okay. But if you're opening your heart to the child, you're giving your love, it's so easy to love these innocent beings.
Okay, I have a question, my sister, ne, and I'm asking this because I feel like it's kind of personal for me. Ne? I kind of agree with you in a sense that you can create a bond with a child of your husband, which can be like motherly so much, because I have a bond with my ex-husband's daughter. And I always say that there is a fresh trigger that I have not even touched, that I still have to touch, because I need to make a metric dance dress for this child that I promised her when she was in grade 8. Now she's in grade 12. And the other day she sent me a message and she said, Mama, remember you said you're going to make me a metric dance dress? Are you still going to make it for me? And I said, yes, I'm still going to make it for you. Now, the thing is, it was very difficult for me to detach from this child after we had to divorce with the father, to a point where when she met my helper somewhere in town some other time, she cried so much, and I have not seen her with my eyes ever since I divorced with the father, right? And now I do not know. I am so nervous on how I'm going to be like when I see this child for the first time after so many years, because I understand the bond that I had with this child. But I want to understand from you, Uri, then how do you then, after you have formed a bond with this child, detach from this child? And how did you stop yourself from forming a bond with the second child? Because if loving kids who are innocent is in your nature, you should have formed, you could have, no, not should have, you could have formed a bond with the second child the same way that you did with the first. How did you do that? How did you manage to stop yourself from that? And how did you detach when you guys had to separate?
I actually didn't detach at all from both of them.
Okay.
Because they both called me mama. They called me mama. And I loved them until I even checked out. I still loved them unconditionally so.
Okay.
Even today, when I take maybe a phone call and they're around, I normally ask of them and say, when I speak to mama, is it mama on the phone? And then I'll be giving the phone and say, hi, my people, hi, my babies, how are you keeping? And then they'll say, mama, when are you coming, mama? So they know me as mama. So the situation is a bit complex, but detaching on it has never happened. I still took them as my own. I love them both, and they're so cute in my eyes. And the manner in which I'm giving them love without pretense, without, forcing myself, it's so spontaneous. It comes naturally so. Yeah. So with your own, that one that's doing metric dance, you can maybe, because you detached because of the situation of divorce, isn't it?
Not really detached per se, but what I'm saying is that ever since the divorce, because we had to separate, sell the house, move, I haven't, we do talk on the phone, but I've not seen her.
Yeah, but sometimes because she's a little bit older, she's a teenager or maybe a young adult doing metric now, you can maybe make some time to say, let's meet at a restaurant, let's talk about the situation. It was out of hand, and but you're still my baby, I still love you. This life, the way it's such a vicious circle. You don't know what will happen in future. Maybe this person, this girl, the grade 12 one, will become your savior in the future. I mean, that's how I perceive life. To say the seeds that you are sowing in a person's life today, they will be recognizable, or they will have their return. You will be blessed in a way that you will never even imagine. So make sure that every now and then, intentionally, so you sow seed into people's lives, so that even when the time has passed, you are able to reap the results thereof.
I see people busy commenting with Hazy. Hazy, I tried to invite you so that you can come and share with us your story so that we can help you, because you guys are commenting, but I'm not seeing what her problem is. I'm just seeing people saying Guningi Wako. I hear you when I Queen Anzo, my darling, ne? In terms of communication, I mean, I'm a very good communicator. So even now, I can call her for like an hour, checking with her. Is everything okay? Is this okay? Is that okay? But the only thing, even before we got divorced with the father, I had to sit her down and explain to her, listen, my girl, there's something called divorce. When people divorce, families break up, this is what has to happen. According to the court, I can't keep you. And also my family cannot agree with me keeping you. And also the fact that I'm still young, if I get married again, which husband of mine is going to accept the fact that I'm coming with 2 children of mine and I'm coming with a stepchild from a previous relationship? Will it make logical sense to my next husband?
It will never make sense. Yeah, it will never make sense.
You see, so hey, yeah. But anyway, I know, Uri, in as much as when we are talking, we are okay. The day that I see her, I'm probably going to break down into 1 million pieces.
And you know what? Another thing is that just because Queen did it really well, because again, like I said, with them, there's a level to the idea of being a mother and being wholeheartedly involved with children and all stuff like that. Not everybody is qualified to actually be a mother to another people's children. Let me start from there. Not every woman is qualified.
That's exactly what you said earlier on, actually.
Right. So
But for people who know themselves that much and they're comfortable, because what she's saying, what Queen is saying, and what you both of you did that out of your own comfortability. You understand what I mean? It's different. What you don't want is a woman who wants to do it for the sake of I'm with your father, you know what I mean? You come in package, and it doesn't work like that. Yeah, you really have to really deep down in yourself, like really you actually care about this little human being, regardless whether you are with the father or not. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, as a woman, you gotta know yourself. I, as a person, I've never been in that situation. I don't want to be in that situation. I don't think it's something that I'm qualified to do. I'm not capable of doing it. Because again, even with mine, I love them so dearly. They are mine. They come out of me. But I'm not gonna lie. I have a good day and bad day doing it. You understand what I mean? And I would never want to impose that on any other child that I didn't give it back to, because in my mind they might not even understand what is going on. You understand what I mean? So it's like you really, as a woman, you really have to figure yourself out to make sure that you are not.
Can you mute the sound behind you, my dear? There's a sound behind you. It's disturbing our audibility. Quintima, there's a sound.
I think she muted herself. But I do hear her, and I do agree, to a certain degree, that I believe that motherhood is a calling. And one thing I can tell you about you, Queen Anzo, you are definitely called to be a mother. Even if you didn't have children of your own, the kind of heart that God has given you, you are definitely a mother of the nation. Can never be me. But when Aishem, Okara, they can photocopy you and give all these men who are making babies outside a heart like yours.
Yeah, like I said, it's the heart that you get to be born with. It's not something that you can impose to yourself, because like Tima has been saying, she says she, even with her own, she sometimes gets irritable and all that. So if you can't handle, you see, like I was listening to Perseverance at some stage, says, I'm not a good mother as my husband, talking to her husband. She says she cannot tolerate kids that much and all that. But I believe per se that there are people who are called for some certain situations. Like maybe Mother Teresa maybe has been called in the field of medicine, or somebody being called in the ministry of reconciliation. Everyone has got their particular gift. You need to introspect and ask yourself, why am I here on earth? Am I serving the purpose that I'm literally and those things will be doing them spontaneously.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to explain too many things at the same time. But I was listening to one of the TikTokers saying that what is it, that thing that you are good at? If you are good at speaking, like you, Perseverance, you are a good motivator, a person who stands for their rights, who stands for their principles and all that, for their own integrity. It's the corner that God has called you for. Excel in that particular thing that God has given you.
Yeah.
Because the minute you look at somebody and say, I cannot be that person, it means that you haven't been called for it.
Yeah.
But whatever that God has called you for, it's going to happen spontaneously without efforts.
Yeah.
You look at yourself, we say, how did I do this? Other people say, not me. I can't even step into that. So literally, I believe that each and every person has been called to what they are doing in this life. And if you can realize your purpose and your calling, you will do it, absolutely perfect and without strife or any other efforts.
Without struggling at all. But also another thing that I've realized is that people can actually see that in you and take advantage of it. Like, for example, in your case, I do believe that guy was also very much aware of the kind of heart that you have, that God has given you, and it was working against you. And I think the onus is upon ourselves to make sure that the gift or the calling or the ministry that God has given us, it should not work against us because of how much we allow people to use that which God has given us against us. So the gift is yours, meaning the control is yours, and when other people can see the gift that God has given you, they can try to manipulate it and make it benefit them in a way that at the end of the day, it ends up hurting you.
You are very right. That's very true. But let me tell you something, if somebody is abusing your gifts, they're actually hurting themselves the more. Because with you, because that thing it's within you, by the way. If somebody is coming to say that because you are a good caregiver or you're a good listener, then they will try to manipulate or abuse that gift of yours. In turn, it's gonna work against them, not against you. Because
Absolutely.
with you, it's an inborn thing. It's within you. It's like you're coming to steal from, or you're taking a cup from a sea, and we think that the sea will run dry. We think that the sea will run dry because of one bucket that you have taken out of the sea. It's not gonna happen.
It'll just cut
What I
supply
believe is
from you.
yeah, the person that was thinking that they will steal your peace, they will misuse your efforts and your, your love and all that. They are the ones who's gonna suffer the more than you.
Yeah. Hey, no, I hear you, my sister, and I learned a lot today. Hey, I learned a lot. We are about to wrap up, but we have one new member who has just joined us. We're going to allow our new member to come and share. Then we will wrap it up for the day. Hi, darling. How do you call NCO? How do I pronounce your
Hi,
name?
Sis Pace, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Evening, ladies.
Hi.
No.
Oh, no. Okay. Yes, you may talk to us, my darling.
Yes. Evening, ladies. I
Hi.
had to come in on the live using another name.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yes,
you are
I guess you just
disguising.
know
You are
me.
Noni.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Noni. Hello.
Yeah, so my story goes like this. I've been with Mgai for 11 years. He paid Lobola. So when I got him, he was having a child. I took over. Most motherly instinct will just kicking. I took over. Thereafter, we had our own. I think last year we had another one.
Okay.
So that's when I found out now, Gurim, he's bringing a lady with a child that is 5 years. On top of that, that lady's pregnant.
But wait, my sister. Oh, I'm gonna be hot all over. Hot flashes are coming. So when you say he's bringing, you mean bringing where?
Now, how I found out, I think the lady was giving him an ultimatum or something. Guri, maybe she must let me know, Guri, she's there. So eventually the lady got hold of my numbers, tried to call me. The next day, the guy came and told me everything. Guru, okay, there's this lady that I've been seeing. It's been years. So we have a child that is 5 feet. There's another one on the way. I'm also pregnant. That time we are both pregnant.
Hi, son. So literally it was the two of you. You were competing. Then when
Yeah.
you won the prize, you were the wife.
Yes, it seems like she joined me along the way.
Okay.
So eventually, I don't know. Guy was like literally living a double life. I didn't know because I didn't see the sign. I don't analyze the signs. I didn't see them because I was not a person that will check his phone. So he was not even secretive about it. It was that matter of I trust him. We trust each other. There's no use for me to check his phone. There's no change. You see? So we are not living in the same place. Whenever he must come, he comes. Like our routine was the same. So I couldn't really see whole thing. So when I found out now, it's been a year, 5 months, I'm still going through hell. So I tried to voice out my feelings. See, along the way, I just lost myself. I just became emotionally unstable, always wanting answers, always questioning the guy and everything. So at first it seemed like, okay, the guy is there through going through with me. So now he told me, okay, this is a situation. Now I've decided, I'm just gonna go with the both of you. I'm just gonna do it like that. We are my family. She's my family. We are also my family. So I'm asking you to accept these people. They are part of me. So from that day till today, we never had peace with the guy. We are always fighting. Even if I try to fix it, there's just those emotions around. So eventually, now he's saying, now he can't take it anymore. The emotions are too much. Now I don't want to heal. So now apparently it's like now I came with the situation. Now he's turning the whole thing, is becoming the victim. So it's like now I was supposed to heal in a certain duration. I don't know. I was supposed to act in a certain way. I don't even know. So the lady that side here, now she doesn't care. She's cruising nicely, William. They are fine because apparently I'm too talkative. The other one is reserved. So it's that kind of a situation.
Why didn't he?
Now
Why
when I
didn't he
want
marry the
answers,
reserved one? Why didn't he marry her from the get-go? Why was she a secret for 5 years?
Exactly my point. I'm like, when you could have left me as soon as you got this late. You could have left me because we had one child then. Now how did you? Because even with the second child, he was the one forcing. I want a child. I want a child. I kept on delaying for a few years. Eventually, I gave in because I thought there's nothing holding me. I'm working. We are almost fine. So why not? So now it's a matter of now I'm the enemy of this whole thing. Now I don't want progress. Now I'm the one with problem now. So eventually started with silent treatment, all those things. Now withdrawing emotions and everything. So now he's telling me, Guri, now I'll explain to our kids, Guri, mean I'm the one who ruined the family. Only because now I was asking questions. Okay, if this is a situation, what is the way forward? How are you gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How are you gonna cater for us? Because you brought people, but the income is still the same. The resources are still the same. So we started fighting there. I felt like I indirectly, me supporting you financially, wherever, it's like indirectly supporting this relationship. So he eventually said, okay, yeah, now he's leaving. It's better that side because that side there's peace. He can't find peace with me. He tried and he tried to be there for me. I don't want to heal. So that's my story. I'm just left with my 2 kids and the firstborn, his firstborn that he came with. So it's me and them. Now Ariana is gonna take care of his kids. Once I family, I must live my life. I must do myself. Now he's living. He will live his life.
And my sister, he must
So-
come. He must come and fetch the child. He must come and fetch the older child. He must come and fetch her.
Exactly, because now I even ask him, okay, now we are proposing such. What is the plan? I cannot follow you every time to say, okay, this and that. You need to give me the whole plan. It's okay, I'm gonna, maybe by the end of this, I'm gonna come and fetch my child and all of that. So it's like he doesn't even have a plan. He didn't have a plan for this table that he's proposing. Now he's telling me I want to control things when I'm asking questions. I want to control him and he's not going to be controlled by a woman. All those things. So he never sat down with me and gave me like the real vision. The plan was, okay, this and this is going to happen. So I'm just a villain in this story now.
My sister, let me tell you something. Ne? I need you to understand this part. This is normal to this man. This is his reality that he has been living in for the past couple of years. So to him, this is normal and he's not remorseful or apologetic. This is his life. You understand? You just found out, but this has been his life. He's been having 2 women in his life. So the thing that makes him so annoyed is the fact that in you finding out, you're not willing to come to the party so that things can continue the way they were to him. No? Ne? But now the thing is, all of your emotions and your questions and everything that you're feeling, it's very much valid, you know, and it would be more valid to somebody who actually sees anything wrong with what he did. But now the tricky part is that this man sees absolutely nothing wrong with what he has done. You know, you must be the problem here because Yena has been managing these 2 relationships like that for a long time and there hasn't been any problem. So Wena, who has a problem with this new reality of the scam of your marriage that it has been for the past couple of years, you must be blamed for behaving like a normal human. Because what you are doing is acting how normal human beings should be able to act when they are betrayed. Your entire marriage was a lie. It was a scam. In fact, you don't even know this man. This man you were married to, you don't know him.
Exactly.
If you can allow me for the NCO, like, you know how Queen So it's one layer when someone betray you. That's one layer of it, right? And then when you start betraying yourself, that's the hardest part to deal with. Okay? It's two different things. So the guy is gonna do what the guy is gonna do, and he's gonna do according how he feels about you. Okay? Now, if I'm NCO, right? This is me, I'm saying this to me. I'm going to, number one, because again, when situation happen, you go into confusion state. You won't even know what just hit me. I mean, how do we get here? That confusion is gonna take a while to clear up. But the only way that it's gonna clear up is, first of all, to cut off the access. Okay? Because again, if you love and care about me, there's no reason why we have to be fighting battle in this relationship. Okay? So I'm gonna leave the battlefield. I'm going to leave you with whoever you want to be on your side. I'm going to be at the other side. Again, this decision does not require you to discuss that with anybody. This is dialogue you're going to have between you and your creator if you have one, okay? Because again, at the end of the day, he's going to drag you to the pit of hell where he think that you belong. Now, it's up to you to say, you know what? I don't belong there. I didn't create the hell, and I'm not going to sit there. And you're going to find yourself a paradise outside of that relationship. Sometimes it's not as easy as we are saying it, and it doesn't mean that you have to get up and go. It's not that easy sometimes. You know what Queen did? Even though her husband betrayed him, Queen refused to betray herself. That's the difference. Okay? You know why I know that? Because she got the first child in, and when the second child came, because sometimes, again, we are human, we're bound to make mistake. If the mistake of one child happened, and Queen was so forgiving enough and raising this child, that should be enough for a man with emotional intelligence to say, oops, you know, I'm going to turn it around, I'm going to make it work, right? But the guy went ahead and showed himself, just like you said, exactly how he is. He's not doing anything outside of himself. And Queen realized, okay, you betrayed me once. This is the second time. I'm not going to betray myself. And she removed herself. You see what I mean? That's the difference. Now, for NCO now, this guy is going to create, because he knows that she's with him. Okay? So she's going to put him in that confusion state of mind that until two things going to happen, until NCO is going to realize that, you know what, I don't deserve it. I didn't create this mess. You know, this has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with this man I'm dealing with. And then she's going to slowly, quietly find that inner peace to kind of separate her from this mess. It's going to take a while, but she can do it. Or she's going to remain in that confusion state. You know what I mean? She's going to beat herself up. She's going to find the strength that is not there to make sure that she keeping up with his demand of, hey, you got to be my, you know, we are in this together, you know? No. We are not in anything together, okay? You are in there with whoever you are in there with, but exclude me. So he's going to, for as long as you are feeding him, he's going to keep eating it. That's the point I'm trying to make. You keep feeding him with your emotions and your concern, and you are waving like, don't you see me over here? Don't you see I've been there with you all this long? Don't you appreciate that I'm sticking behind you? He doesn't care if you stick behind, in front, up. That he doesn't care. He doesn't care. And he's probably not going to care, okay, until you care about yourself. You see what I mean? And I'm sending you a great amount of strength. We all have it. I'm sending you a great amount of courage. We all do have it, okay? But sometimes we have to be quiet enough to be able to find where it is in ourselves and use it for ourselves. And I'm not going to worry about him at this point. I'm going to pretend that I'm a single already, okay? And if anything outcome that's going to come out of that, it's not going to be your job to make that happen. Your job right now is to protect you, your children. Again, that's the same thing I was saying. Not everybody, I'm not qualified to take care of other people's mess. You know what I mean? Like, I do not have extra strength for that, and I'm not going to curate it. Yeah? So you're going to find within yourself that calmness that's going to help you. If you need to seek help from your family, friends, in order for you to get to where you need to be, until you do that, until you separate yourself, you have to separate the clean from the dirty. You understand? Until you are able to do that, that is only time that you will be able to actually see what part am I playing in keeping more fire in this pit of hell that this man want to put me in. Until then, he's going to play that game. It's a mind game. He's going to play it on you until you can't play anymore. Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you so much, ladies. I heard you. It's been a rough patch for me. It's been disturbing me now at work. I feel like this past year I've been almost an absent mother, even though my kids are there, but I'm not really there for them, even emotional, because I'm always stressing and stuff. But thank you so much, ladies.
Sure. What Dima has shared is power. Hey?
Can I
Queen?
say something to Ngo?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Ngo, if you listen to the advices that Timu gave, the other lady, she gave, they're very genuine. Being compassionate and being loving and being all that doesn't mean that at the same time you have to suffer. Because we're all been given one life. We're all been given one life to live. And sometimes if you don't take charge of your own, nobody else will come in your place and take charge of your life. And without asking for advices from other people, sometimes the inner man tells you what is right and what is wrong to do. So in your instance, I would say that if you leave that man who's been putting all the blames and unappreciating you and coming with these tricks on your mind, isn't that these things are gonna solve themselves like a mathematical, problem. He is gonna literally go to that woman, but let's bet here. I believe it.
Okay, I think we have lost Queen Anzo. Yo, my sister, I would just say, listen, you don't know this man. The man that you are dealing with now is not the same man that you got married to, and treat him like a stranger that he is. Focus on your own healing, because definitely you don't deserve to be waking up to find out that the man that you were building a future with was busy building a future with somebody else, and you are just expected to take it because you are a woman. And if you don't take it, that means that when you are the loud one, you are the toxic one, and whatnot and whatnot. You don't have to tolerate that. You don't have to put yourself through all of that.
Thank you, sisters.
You're most welcome, sis. And I do believe that the reason why Apostle Peño jumped on it is because he probably has something very, very important to share with you as well. So please do not leave so that you can hear what he has to say. Yeah. Before we get to, is there anybody else here who wants to say something to Ngo? Or the two people who are here want to share their own individual stories?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, darling.
My name is Zintle.
Hi. Do you have your own individual story to share?
Yes, I do.
Okay, just hold it right there for me, ne? I'll be back to you now. Rini, do you have an individual story to share?
Yes, I wanted to share my story.
Okay, just hold it right there. We're going to go straight to Apostle Paul. Why am I calling Apostle Peño Apostle Paul today?
I receive.
How are you, man of God?
I'm well. How are we doing, people of God?
We are good, thank you. We are blessed.
Wonderful.
Hey.
Interesting topics. There are so many things out there.
Hey, things are happening.
There are so many things that are going on. And I am of the view that the majority of the things that are happening to all of us, some they are self-inflicted. We allow certain things to happen to us because we are not self-conscious. We do not love ourselves to the extent of choosing ourselves when we are taken for granted. The ability to look at yourself in the mirror and see your worth and see your value and see the true woman of character and caliber that you are. And even this goes to men. I believe if you respect yourself and you value yourself and you know what you are worth, you come to that state of mind. It is a state of mind where you are unaccommodative of nonsense. You are unaccommodative of people who take you for granted. You are unaccommodative of people who don't see you for who you are and the value that you bring in their life. Because the reciprocity that we talk about from time to time in both marriage and relationships, it is very, very important for you to be valued and for you to value the other person. If you don't value yourself, you are going to be a walk in the park for everyone that you meet. Even if you break up with that person today, if we can give you an advice and we say, break up with that guy, he doesn't value you. The question is, do you value yourself? Because the next relationship is bound to accustom to how you have set your mindset. So, truly speaking, mindset change is where we have to start from. To say, do you value yourself enough to say, guy, I can't allow this kind of atmosphere around my life. I can't allow this kind of energy around my life. I am more than what you put me out to be. I am more valuable than what you take me to be. This is where we have to start from. I was listening in passing and in bits and pieces, but I got to a place where it pushed me to come here and say what I am saying right now, to say, let us respect ourselves enough to say no to people who disrespect us plainly. I heard someone here saying something like, she had a maid, as if I was listening very well. Someone here said she had a maid saying, I think your husband has impregnated that girl because there are rumors that are flying around. And if you can be treated like a fool to the extent that the community is speaking around you and you are not conscious of the reality that you are living in, and the maid is the one that gets to tell you that this is what is happening and this is what might be happening, then truly we have a problem. And I want to speak to every ear that is listening here. Just because it's written Apostle Peyo there does not mean that I do not sympathize with the people who are not in the Christian community, or I'm only focusing on the Christian perspective. No. I am speaking from the perspective of a human being. I am speaking from a perspective of a man. I am speaking from a perspective of a person who has dealt with both people who are born again and those who are not born again. And that creates balance in my speech to say, whether you are born again or you are not born again, value yourself. Value yourself, respect yourself to say no to nonsense. It's not rocket science. There is nothing divine about what I am saying. It is nothing spiritual. Respect yourself to come to a place where you say, no, I will not be subjected to foolishness. I will not be subjected to being used. Guys, imagine someone sleeping with a woman that you are already taking care of, that woman's child, and you think it's okay for you to sit down with that man and say, can we talk about this thing? How can we deal with it? You see, you are breaking my heart. Me, I love you. No. There is not going to be any solution there. Even if I'm not a Christian, I will tell you right now, here and now, listen, you don't respect yourself, and no one is going to come to you and show you how to respect yourself. It is self-inflicted. That is what I call self-inflicted pain, because you allow mediocrity to walk over your life. Carve a new path in your life. Carve a new path in your life. Find the right footing of your life. And say, from here on going forward, this is how I preserve energy around my life. Guys, listen. I will say this in Setswana so that maybe some of you will not hear me. Listen, how can one hela worry Mosadi uimile o imiswe ke boyfriend o worry nya o le husband no ke amen hela ke ta tlhokomela ngwana. No. You know why it's difficult for men to not stay in a place where the wife is impregnated by another person? It's because men know their worth. They know their worth. The majority of men that will stay with a woman who was impregnated by another man, if you go through records, you realize that that man does not have anything to his name. He is only staying in that relationship for the sake of the money that the woman brings in. But now, hear this. A woman would stay with a man who is a cheater. Like I'm not talking about one in a year. I'm talking about a serial cheater. A man who can impregnate 3 women in a year. And this woman is saying, no, I'm a woman of faith. No, prayer does not move a cheater to move away from cheating. It is a character issue that a person needs to deal with on a personal level. So if you cannot deal with that partner at a personal level, then it means you yourself, you are the problem. You are what we call, I don't know if they're called influencers or something like that. You are an enabler. You are an enabler, because every time your husband cheats, you're saying, no, I will pray for him. No, my marriage is built on a rock. No. Christ himself talks about personal love. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You cannot love a person who doesn't love themselves. How? Guys, women, look at your counterparts and copy 1 or 2 things from them. Your counterparts, I'm talking about your husbands and your friend's husband. You hear that your friend who is a woman, she cheated on your husband, and the husband is filing for divorce, and the woman is living without anything, and you are not learning anything from the character of that man. That man is showing you that I am a high caliber man. I will not stand for disrespect. But you are standing for disrespect because you know in your mind what you are benefiting from a man who is cheating you, beyond sicknesses, beyond disrespect, beyond the nature of the behavior that you are going to remain. I don't know if you guys are getting me.
We hear you, man of God.
Just because your eyebrows are always on fleek, your attire, you are a corporate baddie, this man is financing your clothing line and your makeup, you are remaining in a cheating environment and you are sick. There are some women who are living luxurious life, but when they take out their pants, they are not well. Just because of a man. A man will come with sicknesses from donkeys and you are there. Sicknesses that you don't even know their names and you are there. Look, I have sons who are nurses, I have sons who are doctors, and they will tell you, this woman was fainting in the ward because the husband has impregnated another woman and she is forced to take care of that child. Because legally you are forced to take care of that child. Legally, you are forced. And even societal pressure, it forces you to take care of that child. And you are comfortable in that space. You are saying, I'm praying for him. Guys, I'm calling you to a place of self-love. I want to call you to a place of self-love where you know that you are worth more. And there is someone who can identify that value and respect you at that capacity. Yourself, you have placed value on yourself. Listen, no one told diamonds that they are expensive. They just stood there and they shined. And people looked at them and they said, these things are valuable. We must honor them. That is what is happening. If a man doesn't see you in an honorable lens, it is because you did not present yourself in that lens.
Sure.
If you present yourself in the lens of honorability, you will be honored. No one tells you that the president is coming. When you see him, you stand up. No one tells you that the king is here. When you see the king, you know that honor must be given. So as women, you must present yourself as a pearl. And when we look at this pearl, we know that we cannot cheat on this pearl because this pearl is valuable. Some of you are cheated on because you don't have anything to your name. You are just a woman. That is the only price you have to yourself. Do you know why? I will now go into scripture so that when other people start telling their stories, maybe you guys can align and you put your life in a compass. Do you know why Elkanah in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 1, the Bible says there was a man by the name of Elkanah who was married to Peninnah and Hannah. But Elkanah valued Hannah more. But Peninnah was giving birth to children every day, but Hannah was valued more. Do you know why she was a high value woman? Because she had a secret. She had an altar. What do you have to your name that can make you to appear as valuable? Some of you, it is just, I'm not disrespecting women. I am not calling out women in disrespectful. Some of you, the only value you have is being a woman. No, me, I know all the doggy styles and I know all the missionaries. What do you have? What do you have that when your man begins to disrespect you, he knows I'm about to lose something of value? When a man is about to do you dirty, he knows I am doing dirty to a woman who can break me. I am doing dirty to a woman who, if I lose this woman, my life will start from zero. Some of you, I'm not saying all of you, and I'm not saying to the people that have spoken, I'm speaking to you. No, I'm speaking to the entire community of both men and women. Some of you, your partners are not respecting you on the account of that. You are just a woman. There is nothing that you have to your name. That is why you are even staying in that boring marriage.
Sure.
Guys, marriage is nice. Give marriage a chance. Marriage is nice. Give it a chance. So that when the time of falling comes, you will say, I stand on the ground that marriage is nice. Me and my partner, we messed up. But marriage as an institution, it is nice. It is nice. The problem is us. Imagine a husband who doesn't do anything with his hands. Do you think that your woman will respect you? I'm talking to the men who are not entering this platform now, so that they can present themselves and say, we are sorry, women, for traumatizing you with so much cheating. We are sorry, women, but sometimes I cheat. If you are here and you are a cheater, sometimes as a man, if you are here and you are a cheater, you must come on this platform and say, I cheat on my wife because I don't see anything that she's bringing, so it is easier for me to disrespect her, so that they know that it is important to work with your hands. It is important to work with your hands. I'm not going to say much, but I want to call you to the place of self-love. Self-love.
Hey, man of God, you've already said everything. We are now time to pass the offering basket, guys. Where's the offering basket? Pass it around.
Hallelujah. It is well. Thank you so much, people of God.
Thank you so much, man of
May the grace
God.
of God continue to be with you. May He give you capacity to grow more and more.
Amen.
I pray that the light of God continues to illuminate over your life.
Amen.
May the sustenance of the Holy Spirit continue to catapult you into deeper dimensions of grace. The wisdom of God that surpasses all knowledge, that surpasses all understanding, may it outpour upon your life so that you may be a vessel of correction, a vessel of impact, a vessel that will bring life to light. This is my prayer for you. May the grace of God never leave you. May you never be stranded a day in your life. In the name of Jesus Christ, you are blessed. May God be with you. Stay blessed, woman of God.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much, man of God. We really appreciate you. Yo, no, I hope that did wonders for you, my darling. I hope you were capturing. If you were not, then you are more than welcome to go on YouTube after the end of this live and go watch the whole thing all over again. Play it over and over and over again, and remember this word. Let this be printed in your heart. Thank you so much, Apostle Paul. It's always a pleasure to have him here, and you know what, an honor. Thank you so much. Okay, we are going to go back to our stories now and just finish off our stories. Somebody's mommy. I forgot who you said your name was, my darling.
Hi, I'm Zintle.
Hi, Zintle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have something to share.
Okay.
I'm at a great space now. I'm at a very great space. I don't think I would be sharing if I was still terrified. Yeah. So, fresh out of high school, I dated this man. We dated for a good 3 years, 2.5-ish. Ne? And then I got a job because I was waiting for bursaries and all of that. I wasn't that fortunate that my parents could take me to school. So in my waiting, I decided to get a job, which I did. And I think I was a good few months even in that job. And then, firstly, what he did was, I don't think you should get a job. I've been taking care of you this whole time. Why do you need a job? Then I was like, but I get bored during the day. And as I'm still waiting for bursaries and whatever, I need to do something. I mean, time is flying. And then he was on some, okay, let's see how the job thing goes. But you know that we are going to get married. We are going to start a family. So I don't think you having a job is good for our family. Yeah? And big ups to him. He did. He did provide the shelter. He did provide everything. I was a home girlfriend, stay-at-home girlfriend. So time went by and I got now an opportunity to go study abroad.
Okay.
And then a week later, he proposed.
Okay.
After getting the opportunity. And mind you, I came up to him with a strategy, like, this is how we're going to see each other every time when I'm done, every holidays I get, I need to get my passport in order. He's like, okay, but we're going to start a family. How are we going to start a family when you're abroad? Then I was like, no, we're still getting to know each other. It's like, yeah, we're 2 years and something months in this. So it's a good time for us to actually consider marriage, And then I'm like, okay. How a week later, person proposes. It was beautiful. I was head over heels. I was excited. My family was excited. And yeah, we got married.
My sister,
The
so you mean to tell me
marriage
you missed out on the opportunity to go abroad?
Yes.
Okay. No,
I did.
it's fine. Proceed, my dear.
I was
I want to
talked
kick you.
humbly out of
I want to
it.
strangle you, but it's fine. Proceed.
I was talked humbly out of it. No, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Okay, I look at my life. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm getting everything I want. And here's a person who wants to marry me. So it's like, no, it's not worth it. And you'll see that I'm serious about you. And fine, we got married. We were happy for a good few months. Right? And we then struggled to have a baby. So the baby issue sat on our necks like it was hell on fire. And I knew that it wasn't him because he has a child. I got him analungwana. So then he tells me that he was also supposed to go study abroad, but his mom, because he impregnated this girl, his mom said no. Then I said, oh, okay, it's fine. It's like, you see, like there's so much. How are you going to even spend time with kids if you're going to be abroad? And I'm like, okay, fine. That's when I let it go. And it was so easy for me to even let it go because I was head over heels with him. And then, first red flag was that every single time I had to force him to go see this child, to go spend time with this child, to build a connection with this child. And he would find it as a burden. And every single time he'd tell me, what am I supposed to do and say to a child who's a girl? If the baby maybe was a son, I would have a lot to relate with.
Big problem.
So what does that mean? Well, yes, what does that mean if we have a girl? So you're not going to be in the girl's life, And then it's like, no, you're different. You're my wife. She was a one-night stand, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Stupid me. We went along. We struggled to have a baby. We went to church. We got prayed for. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this now.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Zinhle. There's somebody who's actually counting the red flags in the comment section. Red flag number 1. Now they're on red flag number 5. Hey.
So yes. So I went. I'm like, let me go get a Guyanese opinion, you know? Then the gynae checked and said, vele, I had a problem, you know? I think I went for 3 operations before I could even conceive. So he was there for me, supportive and everything. So another thing that he did, another red flag, is that he cut off my social media completely. Cut off all my social networks. And another thing is that he cut off all of my family and friends.
My
All of
sister.
them. Yes. The only person I was allowed to talk to was my mother. Not even my father. Not even my brother. No one. Not my cousin. There's this favorite cousin of mine. Not even her.
What was his
Okay,
reason?
She's not healthy for me because she's not married.
My sister.
And
Okay.
so so I'm laughing now because I
I hear
I'm
you.
realizing how stupid I was. But yeah. So head over heels with this person. Okay, fine. He cheated once. And I actually went home to kind of save up to buy couches because we moved into a new apartment and we didn't have couches. So I'm like, you know what, let me go home because when I'm home, my dad drives me to work and I can save up that whole money and go get couches cash and come home, you know, a month or so. But I will come back home every weekend, do my wifely duties as I do, you know, leave you with full 5 shirts for work and. And first time I went, and then on a Wednesday, I think I went that first week of the month. On a Wednesday, I'm like, hi, man, I think I want to go to my husband now, you know? And then my dad is there picking me up, like, so why? I'm like, nah, just drop me off there. I'll get a cab and I'll go back to my place. And my dad was like, okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, you'll see me tomorrow. I went home. When I got home, my husband doesn't use Also Heavenly. My husband doesn't have pink stuff. Even I do not use pink stuff. So there's pink stuff there. There's that spongy thing, you know, that rubbing thing that is like this. So and then I walk in, so first thing I saw is that the tires of the car, because our car has big tires. So the tires of the car was kind of skinny. Like maybe it's a i10 or something like that. And then I'm like, why is there 2 tires here? And nobody's family has a car except him. Because he doesn't have a mom. His dad is very much useless. And his dad was abusive and. So, and then I get there, I walk in, I walk in very quickly, I go to the bathroom and I pee. So as I lift my head up, I'm seeing all pink stuff, like as if somebody moved in. Ne? And then I walked out, because now it's a open lounge, because I was already getting a couch. I walk straight to the bedroom. There he's sitting. He's alone, chilling, playing video games. And I'm like, dude, who was here? He's like, what are you talking about? He gives me the attitude, arrogance tone. What are you talking about? I'm like, who in the hell was in this house? And then he's like, he's busy. He ignores me and he's busy on his PlayStation. And then I smashed the TV. And then he got closer. Like, why? Couldn't you see I'm busy or whatever? You've never been like this. And then I slapped him. I gave him a hot clap of a lifetime. I think that's the only time I've ever slapped him. And then he got the shock of his life. He got up. And then I went out. I went out to catch a breath because I knew that things are going to get real out of hand. As I went out, I think I walked to Pick and Pay because we were very close to shops and stuff. And he rushed to the bathroom to remove everything, you know? And I walked back in, and then now I'm calm. I'm looking for my pajamas to change and be fine. And maybe we'll have this conversation after all. And then when I went back to the bathroom now to take photos, now everything is removed. Everything is thrown in the trash. So So that I knew very well my so-called husband is clueless at hiding stuff. So I went to the bathroom there. I went to the trash. I opened it. I even find pads. I don't even use pads. Pads with blood. I went and I got gloves. I went and I got gloves and I took out the pad. I left all the pink stuff. I took out the pad and I came to him. And he said to me, "Are we not eating tonight?" I'm like, "Yeah, eat." I put the pad there. And then he looked at me. He did not have anything to say. And then he sat in the bedroom. He started picking up the pieces of the TV that I smashed and all of that. And then I went and ka ala mo le ka fase, mo lo nang open space, ka ala mo, and I went to bed. At about 12-ish to 11, he comes and he picks a fight with me. "Woman, are you seriously gonna sleep like nothing happened?" I'm like, which bed? The one you were sleeping with the girl who was bleeding. Did you watch those sheets? There's no blood there. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, so now we're gonna go back to asking each other stupid questions. And then we got into a heated argument, and then we fought, and then I smashed him with an iron.
My sister, you and your partner, you carry your same WhatsApp group.
Why? Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and fast forward. So after
No.
smashing
I'm talking about how wild you are. Like you are. I've never done not even one of the things you are saying. You.
I was boiling. I was boiling.
sister.
The humbleness in me shifted. And mind you, this person is very abusive, ne? He's very aggressive. But in that moment, I had power. I used that power to my advantage. And then I smashed him with the iron. And then that's when the riddling and everything happened. And he also hit me and whatever. Fast forward, he goes out. Where does he go? He goes to the hospital. He goes and he gets his cuts covered and whatever. He calls his brother and he's like, "This woman, Umshai." The brother says, "Ukshayile wenzeni." Like the brother is puzzled because he's never heard him say Kimshapil. So he's like, "Okay, dude, we'll talk about this in the morning, whatever. He's like, "Okay, morning." I woke up. I didn't go to work. I was a mess. Happened, whatever. Then she told me, "We'll come and talk to both of you guys later in the evening." For sure, they came. They spoke to the both of us. And all he said in all of that was that this woman hit me with an iron and is gonna injure my life one day. I am not safe. He did not apologize for the adultery. He did not apologize for me finding him there. Nothing. And he literally, there's nothing you're going to fix. This is my marriage, you know? And they left. So, just give me a second, please. Okay. So they left. After them leaving, I also left and I went to my parents' house. And then that's when he was uncomfortable. "No, you need to come back to your house. Who's cooking for me? Whatever. I came back. After coming back, I told him, if you really want me to be here in your life, in this marriage, you need to go for counseling and we need to work on whatever that you are facing. I don't know what is it called. Because I told him straight, you're behaving like your dad. He told me his dad was a cheater, his dad left his mom, his dad was an abuser. And I'm like, you're behaving like your dad, like it or not. Even if you don't like my tone, but you need to do something about it. If you really don't want me to leave. And then he's like, okay, fine. We'll go see the pastor. We'll go for counseling. We'll do this and this, which we did. All of it. We did all of it. And he became fine. Little did I know. I went back again. This time, I went and I got a baby. Fine. There was still, even after that, there was still a bit of cheating here and there, his phone ringing, him being awkward. not answering the phone, those bit of things. But I said, I left it all the time. And then I got pregnant. He was the best husband of the world. Dad, I don't know if he was acting, but one thing my psychiatrist told me was that my husband is a pathological liar. He's a serious narcissist. He did it. He was there. He went with me to appointments. He was happy. When he found out the gender was a boy, he was super excited. He was the best husband ever. When I delivered the baby, when the baby was here,
Season 3 Netflix series of the
that man
Zinhle.
showed me flames. That man said, "You don't know me. I will show you who I am." How? That man, few weeks, baby's in the house. Are you coming home? What do you want? No, I need formula. You said you're going to come back with formula. I texted you during the day when I was at work. Where's the formula? No, can't you take the baby, put him in a stroller, walk to Pick n Pay, go get what you need, and come back? I'm like, dude, you literally work 5 minutes away from home. I work all the way, like, I think an hour away. And you come back first. You could have gotten this, like, before it was dark. Now it's dark, I'm with the child, and you kukupile during the day, and you said you will do it. It's like, so we're going to fight about formula. We're really going to fight about formula. Just go get formula. So when I went, took the stroller, got into the walked with the child, because it's just across the road. And then when I got to Pick n Pay, it's closed. I had to walk to Ackerman's. There's this pharmacy that opens till 10ish, I think. Got there, got the formula, walked back home. I bumped into my pediatrician. My pediatrician is like, why so late with a baby? Doesn't your husband have a car? I said, I think he's held up somewhere. Then I had to lie for him. I was like, no, I'll jump in. I'll drop you at the gate of your place. Anyway, I'm driving home. It's not safe for you. I said, it's a lot of work with the stroller, whatever. The guy got off his car, rolled up my stroller and stuff. He's a very old man. He's like my dad's age. So he drove me home. He's like, okay, sharp. And then a few weeks later, I took the child for, the normal injections. And then the pediatrician asked me, where is your husband? Why isn't your husband coming with you to appointments? I said, nah, he's working. He's like, no, he works here at this hospital. Let's call him. And then the husband, the doctor said, you call him. I called him. He said, no, I'm busy in a meeting. I'm not done. Then he said, oh, okay, he's busy in a meeting. Then the doctor said, no, let's call him. Because I'm a doctor, I can get him out of that meeting. Called him. And then they said, no, the meeting ended about 30 minutes ago. He's out for lunch. How? And then he's like, no, give me the personal number. Gave him the personal number there, it's on the file. He called, dude, where are you? He's like, I'm going to fix that order for you. He's like, no, I'm not asking you for an order. Your wife is here with the baby, and I need you to come in also. Young parents, first baby, they're excited. They always come together. Why are you not here? He's like, no, I'm held up. He's like, don't lie, because you're not at the pharmacy, and you're not busy here around the hospital. Where are you? It's like, no, man. And then he starts laughing. Mind you, he's on loudspeaker. You know how it is, man. I have to brush off some feeding. So now there's girls laughing at the background. Then he hangs up the phone. He's like, okay, sure. He hangs up the phone. He's like, when now your husband is cheating 9-9. And he's cheating here at work. And I know the girl. I know the girl. He just verified it right now. Then I'm like, I was a bit shook. I was uncomfortable. I did not know what to say at the moment. I just said, let's stick to the child, what we came here for, and that's it, And then he's like, okay, sharp. Then I left. After leaving, I then went back home and I asked him, dude, why were now such a lie? Like, you're putting an image on me, and at your workplace, they know me as your wife. Why is this and this and this? He lies it out. Like, that man could lie my ears off, and I would say, okay, it's fine, I understand. And then the very same girl whom is busy with at work sends him inappropriate pictures, you know? And he sends the pictures.
Manyala.
I have
Also known as
in-
Manyala.
Yes, I have his phone in my hand. I don't know what I was doing, but I had his phone in my hand. So now I was the first viewer. you know?
Hey. So my sister, you were seeing a frog now.
So I'm the first viewer. So after viewing, I gave him his phone and I said, I attend to your stuff, Abo. I can't, you know? He's like, what's wrong now? You know? I'm like that. Nothing. You know what? Sharp. I gave him his phone, took the baby, went to the other room, and I slept. Like nothing happened. And I started telling myself that men are like this, just need to be strong. You're the one who's married. Tamba we Alana, you know.
He chose you.
I started convincing. Yes, I started convincing myself that hey, I've got the ring. I'm the legal wife. La da da. And I'm like, but every night became terror after terror after terror after terror from that on, from then on. And then he didn't want to pick up the child from school because Ubis, you know, there's a lot of girls. He doesn't want to be present for any minor thing. I did it alone. And weeping, crying, not even knowing even the simplest things with the baby. I ended up asking the pediatrician, can I be on your speed dial? It's like, must you stay with a medical person? I'm like, no, can I just be your speed dial? He's like, okay, I understand your situation. I'm like, if something happens, can I just, you know? He's like, okay, fine, I'll give you the number you can use, then you will find me. He did that. And he would help me a lot. And then I went to my cousin's place because now I'm having a bit of freedom. He's no longer checking up on me, and so I went on to visit. I got a chance to sneak out because now I went to see the family he doesn't want me to see. When I went to see them, my aunt said, why are you here? I'm like, what do you mean? Why am I here? It's like, we haven't seen you in years, girl. So, please, why are you here now? You know? Then I said, no, I just needed some air and I wanted to show you my baby and. She's like, okay, fine. I thought you were brought here by something else. I'm like, what is something else? It's like, hey, Wena, don't you know that your husband is always parked outside this house all the time, every day? I'm like, just one opposite, la. It's like, yes. I'm like, I know that girl. You know, like when I dated him, like me having Shaistina, I think, Uleon Tombazan. So I'm like, no, yeah, Tombazan. He's like, yeah, and Elan Tombazan is pregnant. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, if she's not pregnant, she's very huge now. If she's not pregnant, she just gave birth.
To your husband's child.
Wait.
So
And then brave me, I asked my other friend, because she's now two-faced. I know her, she's two-faced. She can go ngapa na ngapa, you know? And I asked her, please do this and this. Swap the child for me. Swap the child 2 or 3 times. All of them put it in different bags. Remember now, I have a connection with the pediatrician. Then I called this pediatrician, I'm like, hi, dude, hi. It's like, I need a favor, but it's not like my son related, you know, and like I can't run it on my medical aid because 1, 2, 3, I need you to do this for me, and how much would it cost me, you know? I know you have your people there, you know? He tells me, no, I know a guy in the lab, he can help you. Come by about 9ish in the morning, drop off those things, let me know. And it was easy to get my husband's DNA. I got his, and then I went there, dropped off the things calmly, you know. It's like, I understand your situation. No, the thing is, if I leave this marriage, I want to leave with a bigger reason than the ones I've been tolerating, you know. Let me just calm down. And then he went, and then the results came back. The little baby girl is my husband's baby girl. Okay, at that moment, I didn't confront him. And then I packed up everything of mine in that house. I got a tow truck and I left those results on the table. I took a picture of the results and then I left. I left, and in my leaving, he didn't call me, he didn't text me. I think 3 or 4 months passed. He didn't call, he didn't text, he didn't ask, nothing. That killed me. That felt like this marriage didn't mean anything to him. What about the son we had? Like I had so many overwhelming questions. And I felt like I was going crazy because I was fucking up now. It was, sorry my language. And then I opted to go and book myself in at Akeso. Got in at Akeso, and I kind of found myself going there. I honestly needed it. And as we were unpacking, like I tolerated even the worst things. But what was encouraging that my psychiatrist said, she said, the fact that you live, still go back to the same man. So with you, there is hope that one day you are not even going to cry when you say his name, you know? And then I faced all of that. And then in that moment, he was posting the new girlfriend. Mind you, it's not the girl that made me leave my marriage. It's another one. Posting her happy, my wife, the mother of my kids, this and this. She's my all. I cannot live without. And then I'm like, you know what? This is toxic for me. Then I started blocking all of them because now I was back on social media. Started blocking all of them. I blocked the girlfriend. I blocked everyone that connected me to see their story, to see their status, and. So continued. Even out of the 21 days at Akeso, I still went in for minor, those one-on-one day checkups. And then was put on my meds. And then I stopped the med in January, I think, this year. Yes, in January this year. So, posting the marriage. So now the girlfriend is pregnant. The current girlfriend.
Yeah, your is it your husband? Is he still your husband? He's a baby making machine, eh?
Yes. So they are, and then now remember I'm close with this other sister-in-law of mine. So the sister-in-law of mine lets me know that, listen, girl, this person gave birth and things are messed up and they are no longer living together and you know? I'm like, you know what, ne? I do not want to be a part of his life. The moment I disconnected, I am healthy. I am fine. I am raising my son with my family and they love him to bits. And there's no thought in my mind. And I'm even glad that I left when my child was such a baby that I don't even get awkward questions like, Mama, Papa, guy, da, da, da. You know, like I am cruising through it. And even when I get to tell my child the story, I won't get to be angry and bitter while telling him actually what happened, you know? And then, fast forward, we then, so yeah, I won't have that anger towards my son. I would actually be cool and address it in a very mature manner, you know? But we are still very much married till today. We every time I send the papers, he doesn't want to sign the papers. It's been a back and forth. It's been asset this, asset that, and it's merely the social workers and the psychiatrists and the lawyers behind it. I am very much not too involved in it. And I'm like, dude, you can keep everything. I just want that signature. It's like, no, we need to discuss this. These are not for you. These are for my son. Da 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 da. So, fast forward from the drama of all of that, he called me, I think, 3 weeks back. I haven't heard a word from this man for 3 years. He calls me 3 weeks back with a different number because I blocked everything. I'm like, hello. He says, I'm like, what do you want? He's like, I'm at a space where I realized that I had everything and I blew it all away.
And then what?
And I'm not okay. He says, and I'm okay. I think I'm drowning right now. You know? He's speaking in a tone of crying.
Okay.
And then I said to him, get yourself help. I'm not going to help you. I'm not the right person to even seek help from. I am at a healthy space. And I don't want to go back to trying to like get you out of that hole. You dug that hole. You put yourself in that pit. You need to dig yourself out. And then he said to me, please don't be this harsh, whatever. And then I said, look, man, I am in the middle of something. I need to go. And yeah, I have my morning routines with my son. I had to get into school and so he then, the brother then calls me a few hours later. Did you know your husband is in hospital? I'm like, dude, I haven't heard from you in years. And every time, like when I was miserable, that first few months, when I was miserable, I kept on calling you. You rejected my calls. There was a background of girls. You lied to me. And you participated in my husband's behavior. And right now you're coming back to me. How does it make sense? It's like, no, don't be like that. At the end of the day, those girls are just cheap floozies. You are the main wife. You need to be there for your husband. I said to him, the next sentence was, unless that husband is called in the mortuary and they need me to identify their body, do not use my number. Does not exist for you. He was out of words. He was quiet for a second and he said, oh, okay, sure. He hung up. Then I came back, I told my mom. My mom is like, I think you should also block the alternatives numbers because you were my mom witnessed the worst of me, you know? She's like, you don't need that. You just got put off your meds. Like, you were not eating, you were not sleeping, you were just a mess. So I don't want to see that.
And when you were fighting all of that, who was there? Nobody. So why must you now be a Superman?
So he I don't know when he got out of hospital. I don't know what happened with him. I don't know. And then he FaceTimes me. How? I'm like, where do you get the nerve to FaceTime me? There's girls in the background as he's FaceTiming me. And then he's like, with another number, he FaceTimes. Dude. And then now these girls are making noise. I'm struggling to hear him. And then he yells out and says, can't you shut up, you B? He calls those girls the B. Can't you see I'm on a call with my wife? I'm like, I said to him, dude, you know what? I cannot change my number. So please stop utilizing my number. Because every number you try, I'm going to block it. Then he wanted to say something and then I hung up. And I blocked that number even now. But before I said that, he said to me, please visit me. I'm not okay as I tried to commit suicide. I'm still going through a lot. I'm like, why? I'm like, okay, if you want me to see you, I'll see you at a mall. He's like, no, you need to come to my place. I'm like, come to your place. He's like, no, I'm not physically okay to be seen in public. I said, okay. He's like, please come for a few days. For a few days. What are you trying to accomplish for a few days with a person you haven't spoken to in My
Hey,
son is 3.
whatever he
He's
went
a
to
good
collect out there, he wants to give it to you, my sister. I don't want to call it by name, but whatever it is, he went to collect. He wants to give it to you. He doesn't want to
exactly.
die
I was like,
alone.
no. I'm even blocking this number again. I can't. From then on, we didn't communicate till now, and I'm at a very peaceful space. I was even telling my mom that the fact that I can even talk to him and still go on about my day and not even think about it, it just proves how much I've grown, and I'm not shook by the matter anymore. Anything that he does now doesn't shock me. Even if they say he has 3, 4, 10 more babies or whatever, it doesn't shock me anymore. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
it's fine.
sure.
Life goes on. So I'm very young for what I went through. It was hell and hell. But I honestly think, because I hated God even, I thank God I got out of that. And my psychiatrist, she is wonderful. She is wonderful. And if you think that you don't need psychiatry, trust me, you do. Because I think that's one thing that made me accept when I left. And in that 4 months or so, he didn't speak, he didn't say anything. And that's one thing that made me not try to communicate back, not try to involve myself, not try to say, don't you miss the baby? Don't you understand? Today is the baby's birthday. Nothing. I think that's the one thing that even helped me a lot. So, yeah, that is my story.
Yo, I thank you so much for sharing your story with us, my sister. I can see some people are starting to be mean in the comment section. I hear, in summary, in conclusion, guys, I would love you people who are misbehaving in the comment section. But you know what? I do believe that.
You know one thing, Madam Speaker?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry to cut you off. You know one thing? Thank you for sharing your story, Mommy One. Because again, it takes a lot of strength to actually get to this point. But here's the thing. I want everybody, for us, including myself, let us remember there's a recipe for a toxic man. And that recipe is an insecure woman. Okay? If you're insecure, you're always going to be comfortable for them. They want you there. They will never help you out of there until you're ready to help yourself and pull yourself out of your own insecurity and build yourself outside of them. That is the only time you will find your freedom. That's number one. Number two is sometimes people will come to teach you a lesson in your life. It doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, right? And again, once you realize, they say, when you know better, you do better always, yeah? If for whatever reason they think that they have power over you and they're going to use you this or that, a toxic person who come for you all the time, or they will stay quiet for some time and come back, and sometime don't make it convenient for them to actually have access to you that much. That's number one. And you've been doing good job so far, but maybe it might help you better to move on. If you can change your number, please do that, because again, you really don't need that, because again, we can never see that as a flex. It's a toxic man coming back. It's never a flex. As a matter of fact, it's the idea of keep tapping on your insecurity, because he know that if he call, you're gonna pick up. You understand what I mean? And lastly, not every disappointment or sin, I don't even know if I should call it sin, that is forgivable, is fixable. You can forgive, but it doesn't mean that it's fixable. I want us to put that in our head. Because again, if you want to come from the aspect of spirituality, say, oh, forgive them. Yeah, I forgive you. I wish you well on your journey, but you will never, and I mean ever, play on my face again. You will never, I mean ever, have access to me. I forgive you, but goodbye. So that's all I want to add to that.
Oh, thank you so much, Tima. You are such a blessing. Let me tell you that. You're a blessing. Thank you so much. I hope you got that, Zinhle. And also, please go back to what Apostle Paul was saying. Hey, why do I keep saying Apostle Paul? Apostle Peño. What Apostle Peño was sharing here is very, very relevant to the story that you were sharing with us. Guys, yeah, we've been here for a very long, like, I cannot believe we've been here for more than 2 hours. Like, this is like record breaking. But last but not least, I'm going to have to allow Rini to share her story. Rini, please, my dear, I'm begging you in the name of the Lord. Tomorrow is Bas John Day. Please, my darling, just serve us a dessert. Me.
Okay, good evening, everybody.
Hi, sis.
My name is Renee. Renee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have dated this guy from 2019, 2019, 2020, then 2020. Around September, I became pregnant. So 2021, he came and paid lobola, and yeah, it was okay, it was fun. So I gave birth July. When I gave birth July, October, I decided to buy a car. It was a GTI. When I buy a car, it was a second-hand car. So I bought it cash. After I bought it cash, at work they were retrenching. I was the only one working. I was not working at the moment. So they retrenched me. Okay, it was fine. I decided to give him my car so he could use on this Uber thing so that we can make money since we were both unemployed at the moment. So like, yeah, as times goes on, girls will post pictures of my car. They were inside my car, even the number plate. Hey, like Facebook, different girls would post. If I confront him, he will tell me that, come fetch your car. Hey, I don't need your car. Yeah.
Um,
So,
I'm sorry for laughing.
gosh.
Stop.
So, I would
So
feel
this
so
guy,
bad.
wait.
I feel like I'm disrespecting him since he don't have a car and I have one, you see. So I would apologize when he come back, but I'm not the wrong one. He was cheating, but I would apologize. Okay, fine. We decided to move back to live with my in-laws since it was bad. It was bad. We couldn't even pay the rent. So when we moved back, he would leave Friday with my car and come back Sunday or Monday. When I tell the parents, they'd be like, men are like that. You need to be strong. You need to fight for your marriage. Hey, I was going through a lot, but then I used to see the red flags, but ignore them because I used to tell myself that this is my man. I will fight for him. I love him. Hey, girls want to ruin everything in New York. So I got pregnant again I gave birth last year, May. When I gave birth last year,
My
May,
sister, I don't judge you. I'm just shocked. It's a natural response to shocking news. I'm not judging
so
you.
I gave birth last year, May. Then around October, he came to me and was like, if you hear that I have a child outside, how would you feel? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I have a child same age. Mine was born May. The other child was born, I think, March, May last year. Then I was like, we are breaking up. I was like, we are breaking up. There's no that. That day I felt like, I was mad. I was going through a lot. I don't know if I was crazy or what. Then I went and called the meeting straight away with these parents. Instead, they were like, I was laughing. I don't know why I was laughing. I even took a knife and I was like, I'm going to kill the whole house right now because you are there and you keep advising me to sit and fight for my marriage while your child is not even fighting for anything. So they were like, they got scared. They called the police. They called my parents too. They came and I was like, today we are both dying. I'm killing you and I'm killing myself, both of you. Then the guy continued with the other baby mama. They continued until December. December was like, no man, fuck off. I'm leaving. I decided to take my car and leave. And like I was lucky enough because he did pay the lobola thing, but we didn't go to Home Affairs to sign. So like I was like, I'm leaving. Then I left on Sunday. Then next Saturday, the guy bought a new car. How? Kanjan? Because when I was there, he had no money.
So my sister, your entire relationship with this guy, you have been suffering. You never know nice time with this guy.
Even now, I want nothing to do with boys. I don't
Okay,
want
it's
boys
fine.
near
Okay,
me.
go back to the story. Now, after you left, you bought another car.
He bought another car, the following Saturday. Then he will post, the family post. Sometimes you need to leave something in order to get something. I was like, they are talking to me, these ones. So they're like, I don't care. Then after then, the other baby mama moved in with him. When I left today, tomorrow the other baby mama moved in with him. The family was there supporting.
Mamene maxoki.
Yeah, the in-laws. So like from there, I decided to block him. I blocked him the very same day I left. Even the family members. Even now, I haven't heard anything from them. Nothing, Jay. Even the kids, they aren't supporting. He's doing nothing. Yeah, so that is my story. I decided to cut it short, to make it short. So
Apostle, I think Apostle
it is a
Penyo wants to speak with you, my sister, because he is
Okay.
requested to join the live. Man of God, you are back for round 2.
Guys, you. I want to ask Eden before we come to Renee. What a roller coaster, Renee, that you are introducing us to. It's a roller coaster. Hey, Renee. I want to ask Eden's mommy. Are you okay? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm well, actually. I'm very much well.
The baby that you have now, whose is it?
It's his.
The young baby?
Yes.
How old?
He's 3.
3 years old.
Yes.
And he left you 3 years ago and he collected all the diseases in the world and they wanted you to take care of him.
Yes. He never asked about the child. He never said happy birthday to the child. He never did anything. And then, boom, all of a sudden, they broke up with the girlfriend after he realized that the baby is a girl. And
so he doesn't want girl children. This guy is sick to the head.
He's like, what the hell is he going to do with a girl? So they broke up, and then he's like, you know what? The womb that was blessed was the one I was given by God, and that is my wife. Like it or blue, you are still my wife. So please, is this anything? Can we resolve this? I said, no, we can't resolve. There's nothing to resolve. There's even not a platform for you to communicate with me.
Okay, I want to say something in the process of divorce. I don't know how it works in South Africa, but I don't know. I'm going to ask you this question again. I just wanted to know how you are doing. Then I want to ask you this question. Do you want to divorce this man?
Yes, I do. Very much so.
You want to divorce? Yes. Okay. I don't know how it works that side, but there is something, I don't know if it is the right word. Is it divorce in absentia or something? Okay.
I think there is something like that in South Africa as well.
Yes, there is. I don't know if it's there in South Africa, but it's there here. You can divorce in absentia. You don't need that man to be around for you to divorce him. Okay?
Yes.
He can be ordered by the court of law to make an appearance that if he fails to appear, all the property will be handed over to a group of lawyers that will take over the proceedings to divide the properties that you have with him. Okay? You wouldn't even have to share any word with him nor his family. But the greatest healing you can ever have for yourself is to divorce this man and move on with your life. without having any material possession that belongs to him. This is just me speaking as a man of God, okay? The greatest healing you can gift yourself is to divorce this man and be alone without any material possession that comes with the divorce. But if you want part of what he has accumulated for your son, I can understand that perspective as a mother. But if it is for you, please divorce in absentia and allow that man to be, and the Lord in his great caliber, he will bless you and he will keep you the way that he has been keeping you for the past 3 years with that child alone. Do not take yourself through the trauma of having to wait for a man to say, no, this man has to come and sign certain papers. No, there are provisions for knuckleheads like him. He's a knucklehead and he is used to taking advantage of you. Do not allow him to do it any further. Don't wait for his death. Don't wait for him to have control over your life. Because I want to believe even now, you are unable to take any loans. You are unable to do any business whatsoever. Even if you want to take a loan through a business, you still need him to sign resolution forms for him to allow you to take loans. But him, he doesn't need that. That is how dangerous it is for you women. When you get married, please bear in mind what you are signing off from yourself. Because if you want to get a loan, they are going to ask for his signature for him to allow you to get that loan. And that is a problem. You are not going to increase or expand in life. So please consider what I am saying. Find people, talk to Madam Speaker, find solutions around your issue, solutions that are lively, not solutions that will say, can you call him and we sit him down and see if you guys cannot continue. No, please respect yourself. I want to believe that you have had yourself as you were reiterating all the things that transpired from the first day you saw that you were being cheated to the last day you now were conscious of the cheating and you went crazy and hitting him with irons and stuff like that. Please, as you were reiterating all those things, I want to believe you saw what you did wrong yourself and you appreciate your wrongdoings so that you can move over those wrongs and they never repeat themselves. Okay? And then going back to Renee, my sister, God was standing with you because you didn't go through the legal consult where you get certificates and everything and you were tied down to a fool. You know, guys, you need to carry a full detector everywhere you go. You must be carrying a full detector. Just the first date, have your full detector around you. Let all the red flags outpour around you and you see them. Open your eyes and see red flags for what they are. Do not cushion red flags. We are living in the last days. Snakes are even posing as rabbits. So you must have your lie detector, your full detector, your narcissist detector on full bar. You must have those things on full bar because you can. How do you stay with someone and you give them a way forward that can help the both of you, and they're enjoying Uber money with sluts out there? In this economy, you are sharing Uber money and your wife is struggling with kids, and these guys, they like impregnating because it is poverty mentality. Their seeds are full of poverty. That is why they want to dump their seeds everywhere. Poverty is a spirit. Poverty is a spirit that when it enters in the life of a man, he wants to offload that semen is alive in the loins of a man. And because it is full of poverty, he wants to offload it everywhere. How do you take Uber money from your wife's car and you are sharing it with girls, and those girls also, they have capacity and the nerve to take pictures with someone's car and you are posting it? guys, you need to check. Some of your husbands and your boyfriends, they come from very poor backgrounds and they have not matured out of that poverty. And poverty is very, very bad. It is very, very bad because when you come across a person who has not matured above their background, you are going to deal with a lot of problems. You know, narcissism it stems from backgrounds. A person who is a narcissist, it stems from the kind of background that they come from. Someone who comes from a background where cheating is a norm will always value cheating. Someone who comes from a background where poverty is adamant and it is there, they are living in adverse poverty. Even if you give them you give them your car to do taxi, my guy, they will change women like trousers. Even if they have only one trouser, they will find the audacity. I don't know where it's kept, but they will change women on your account. So you need to really, really, value yourself to where you respect yourself enough to say, what a fool. I have been watching something for the past 2 days. It has been coming across my my For You page on TikTok here. What do you call this? Date My Family or something. And the amount of fools there, it is what you people are going through. Date My Family. The amount of fools there is what a lot of us here we are going through. Imagine sebete se motho a se rweleng sa gore a bo mo adima koloi rene sebete o itse sebete o itse gore go tlhokana le sebete gore motho o mo adime koloi e le monna a sa ipesepe o bo mo neela koloi ya gago rene a ba go pega le pega jase go na le mo re go bitsa re le pega jase ka Setswana sa rona ka kwano a go pega le pega jase mo teng ga koloi ya gago rene a bo a ya di guest housing ka koloi ya gago a go robala le banyana mo koloing ya gago wena o tshwerwe ke tala o re o ile motho gore a go bata 20 pula wa seshabo. The nerve, the audacity. Some people are very brave in the face of poverty. So you need to really, really, guys, this is too much. May God bless you, people of God. Even us as pastors, sometimes we are looking for ways.
Man of God, like you are out for you correct more like this everything is out. You are fished.
Guys, sometimes these things they are motivated by poverty. You need men who have matured beyond where they are coming from. If your husband comes from an abusive background, you need to check if he has made peace with that background. You need to check. You really need to check. Self-discovery and partner discovery. These are very, very important in every path that you guys are journeying on. So you need to discover yourself. Am I over the fact that my father used to abuse my mom? Because some of you here, you allow certain energies to surround you because you are so used to abuse to a point where even when abuse happens, you think that it will die down. No, it's abusing you. Matures over that phase. It doesn't die down. The first slap is enough for you to say no. It will never happen. The first disrespect, it should show you the kind of person that you are dealing with. So for you, Renee, to lose your marbles to the extent of you wanting to kill your in-laws. You lose your marbles to the point where you want to kill your in-laws. This is too much. No, this is too much. This is too much. I hope you guys heal and, I hope you guys find comfort in the midst of your troubles. May God bless you. Yo.
Hey, man of God, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. We thank God for you. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what? Apostle Penyone, this time around, it killed me. Guys, tomorrow is Mlungu Day. I wish we could have given Renee more time to speak or to share with us in detail, because I feel like we really didn't, in as much as we got an overview of what she was trying to share with us, but I feel like we could do more with her. So I'm hoping that Renee, in the next live that we do, you will join in. You'll probably be one of the first people to join in so that we can talk more. But for tonight, guys, I would really, really recommend that you go all the way back to YouTube If you're gonna be driving this long weekend, this weekend, if you're gonna be busy with something, put your headsets in there and listen to the whole live all over again. I'm telling you, there are definitely things that you would have missed out on that you can listen to all over again and learn and take note, because that's definitely what I'm gonna be doing first thing tomorrow morning when I drive to work. But for tonight, I have to love you and leave. Guys, I have broken the record. We've been here since 7. You understand? I'm for 3 hours this evening yet today. But anyway, I have to love you and leave you. I wish you all the best. Let us keep each other in. Let us keep each other in each other's prayers. Spell English is not my first language, and my English bundles are depleted by now. Yeah, let's pray for one another, and all the best, guys. Let's be each other's keeper. I'll see you on the flip side. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel when you go to the other side. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you. Mwah, 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 mwah.